Hi there. This is Kimberly Ho, Councilwoman, the City of Westminster. I am back for video number 2 with Jameson Power. Hi, Jameson. Thank you for coming back.
Good to see you again. Yeah.
Good to see you. I know we just, 15, 20 minutes goes by really fast, and so I haven't really had the opportunity to tell you my full vision, but I don't know how long it will, how many videos it'll take for me to say, tell you everything I want to say. But first of all, I just want to talk about the, so your question again for me.
Yeah. So last time we spoke, we were talking a little bit about your vision, and you started to get into it, and you discussed definitely your emphasis on public safety and also addressing homelessness, which you've already taken great steps to do. So I'd love to hear more just about your vision for the city.
Yes. Okay. So one of the things that I actually started I wanted to make sure we stay connected. You know how our city has this communication problem. I would call it a problem because people are actually pretty aggravated because they're not able to get their news, or not all in one places. Like the Vietnamese people, like the Vietnamese videos are just done for the Vietnamese, and then there's the English, like right now we're doing. So I actually built an app, and so that app I haven't launched yet. But today, as you met with my IT person, and he's still over there watching this video, watching us talk. And he was so excited to share with me the app. And I know I saw that once before when we had our prior meeting, but today he showed you a little bit about of our app, right? And so that app is really going to help connect all of us. That's where we're going to get the news, and it's called KBL. So Kimberly.
Yeah, I like it.
So I don't know so you can actually download the app, and you can do that right now. So go on your Google Store or Apple Store, right? And download KBL, or you can just enter search under Kimberly Ho. So that's really something that, of course, it took a little while to get, and I didn't want to announce that until it's complete. So now it's completed, and then that if you have a Samsung or you have an iPhone, you can download under Kimberly Ho. So please continue. I'm going to continue to tell everybody on my YouTube channel and see if we can get everybody to join or download the app. And then I promise you, I'm going to have a lot of good content for you. So. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to answer your question. And so I talked about the homeless and how we've already, started doing that. And so, once the navigation center is completed, that means that we are abiding by the law. We are providing beds for the people, and we're and as needed. So we know that not everybody's going to go there all at one time, and so we hope to bring the homeless people there and then process them. We have to hire a management company to service this navigation center, and then of course the 3 cities will split the cost. So that's really very cost effective. And what I really like to do, as you know, that the homeless population, I could split it in like three pieces of the pie. So the one piece will be like, they're mentally ill. And so once we know they're mentally ill, then we will send them to Be Well OC, right? And so for them to get the proper treatment. And then the second, the second half, the second third will be people who are just down on their luck. They lost their jobs, or they just, 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So if prices increase, or if the rent increase, then, they're pretty much, out on the streets until they could get a better job, or if they lost their job or something like that. So then we help them with a place, a shelter, place to get cleaned up and find a job and get back on their feet. So that's really great. I mean, absolutely. I really am so excited to help that population as well. And then the last third will be the ones that just don't want to be helped, you know.
Yeah.
They just don't want to be helped because they love that way of life. They don't like law and order. They don't like to be told when to come home and what to do and how to do things. So they don't like they don't want to be in a navigation center. So if so, then we will be, well, once we've done everything we can as a city, then we'll be able to exercise our anti-encampment law, right. And we'll be able to ask them to leave our city. So I'm really excited. And I think that would be a really good solution. And I know that I will be working very well, and I'm already working with Mayor Dave Shaver, who endorsed me for mayor. And I have Mayor of Huntington Beach, former Mayor Barbara Douglas, also endorsed me for mayor. And so I'm really excited to just working and, you know, collaborating with the surrounding cities because it's really a group effort. Yeah. And it's not something that one single city can really shoulder the burden, you know? The financial burden is great. Yeah.
No, it sounds like you've built some really good relationships with our neighboring cities, and I'm just wondering if you think there's other issues maybe in the future where we could collaborate with our neighboring cities, because you know, it seems like a lot of the problems that plague Westminster are not unique to Westminster. It's all the surrounding cities have those problems. So I'm wondering how you can leverage that relationship in the future. Do you think there's other areas you can work with them on?
Oh, yes. I mean, that really is one that I love to talk about. And you know, again, we lean on each other, you know, lean on other cities to collaborate to make money for our cities. So, you know, what I see is that number one is our number one problem right now is money. Because I know as much as I want to say, okay, I want to keep my police force, but you got to have money in order to keep it. Do you agree?
Yes.
And then I could say that I want this and I want that, but everything needs money. So that's why, you know, this time around, we haven't had a mayor in the last 40 years with any business experience. Or any experience, or any training, or anything like that. And so that's why we never had anybody to invest for our city. So, you know, the redevelopment money that we received for, gosh, years and years, I'd say about 20, 30 years. And more recently, I'd say the last 10 years of that redevelopment fund money came in the tune of $35 million a year, which was like squandered or just sat in an account, redevelopment account, didn't get invested for our city. So that's why when they took that money or they closed that account, state said, no, we don't want to have this redevelopment account fund anymore. So they asked to return all the money that was in the account. Our city just wrote a check, $60 million, and sent it back. So to answer your question about I believe networking is really a must. You know, that's really, you know, the mayor's job to network. Get out there and network. You can't just be going to your donors, networking, and you're going to your friends and families, you know, why? You're just making money for yourself. You should be out there networking to make money for our city.
Yeah, and I think it's also good because if you have these relationships, you can see what other cities are doing, what are they doing right, maybe what they're doing not so right, and learn from you know, their experiences. So I think that's really important. And just one other thing that just came to mind, revenue. Obviously, we have what could be a tourist destination in Little Saigon, you know, I know that's why my family lives here. So what can we do really to bring people in from outside the areas and get them to spend their money here in Little Saigon or Westminster at large?
Well, you know, that's what I was going to tell you is that we have Little Saigon, and we really are. I'm not asking our city to build me like a Westminster land to compete with Disneyland, but you know what it is that I'm a very creative and very innovative person, and you know when I told you that I been in business for 32 years. hopefully people understand that people in business, if you're an owner of a business, it sounds really glamorous, but it's far from glamorous. You know, you initially wear all hats and then you get paid last. So the name, they would say in my MBA school, is the residual claimant, the last person to, you know, to get paid. And so if there's anything left. So of course you learn over the years to save money and, you know, penny pinch, stretch your dollars and all kinds of things to, you know, make sure you have enough money to pay yourself. So for 32 years, I managed to pay myself, and I managed to pay myself a bigger and bigger paycheck. And so I mastered that. So now when it comes to our city, what am I going to do? How am I going to use that experience? Well, you know, I'm going to leverage my marketing skills. I do have a knack for marketing, and of course, as you know, I do have the formal training for that. And then also I'm a strategist. So what I want to do is just lean on, right now I can tell you, I'll just be upfront, I'll be leaning on Huntington Beach and leaning on Anaheim. And what I'm going to do is benefit from their tourism. You know, they're going to be spending their big dollars to bring tourists from all over the world. Well, we're going to benefit by just funneling them with just a simple, shall I say, just simple local ad to funnel them towards our city. And whether they spend, you know, just the day, the afternoon, or, you know, even if they, I mean, it would be great if they come once our Bolsa Row is completed. We'll be able to compete with Disneyland and their hotels. Did you know that I strategically made sure that Bolsa Row is a 5-star hotel? Good. And the reason for that is because, you know, as many hotels as there are in Anaheim, can you believe there's like, they only have 4 stars, max, okay, 4-star hotels, that's it, no 5 stars. So when people go on and Google, they'll like, most likely, you know, in this day and age, when you go on vacation, you know, you just Google and you want to find place to stay, 5-star, and Disneyland. Well, I believe a Bolsa Row is going to pop up. And so that's how we're going to steal some of the business,
Also helps revitalize the area around it. You put in something very nice like that, the whole neighborhood gets nicer, right? I mean,
of course, So I believe we'll be able to get some tourists, but we got to be very strategic about it. We don't have money, so that's why I asked you for your vote so that I could spearhead and execute some of my exciting plans to bring business to our community.
Here's something I'll ask you, and I don't know if you've been asked before, but we've heard a lot about your vision, your plans, and it's all good stuff. What about people who want to know something about you, you know, on the personal side? Like, what do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies, your things that you enjoy?
Well, what do I enjoy? Gosh, you know, we're a family of skiers, so I love to ski. Yeah, we do go, you know, to Big Bear, to the local mountains to ski, and so I love that. And even you know, in the low season, or like, you know, in the summer, I love to fish or just go to the lake and go boating. So I enjoy things like that. I do enjoy outdoor activities. I'm not a shopper, but I love to go to the malls just to, you know, watch people as like a people watcher. I love that. You know, it's very relaxing, especially with the holidays coming up. I love to go to the mall and just, you know, watch the, you know, the lights and the decorations and the festivities. Just, you know, it's kind of fun. And I'm actually a very low maintenance person, so I don't need to be spending money and going anywhere fancy, you know. Yeah, so I enjoy that. I enjoy time with family. I really, really enjoy service, you know, and I don't know if you know, but when I say I serve, and at the level that I serve, is I'd say no one could compete with. In the last, I'd say, couple of years, well, except for COVID years, I actually was the only council member with office hours, formal office hours for people to come And just,
That's great.
I remember every Thursday from 2 to 4. The reason I strategically said 2 to 4 is just in case I needed to stretch my office hours. There was still another hour before City Hall closes. And so I love that. And I will find many other ways to just be close to people and serve your needs. Not my needs. I mean, it's just really boring for me. It's not fulfilling for me just to be sitting in that seat and do nothing. So for me, I like to really serve and do a really good job at serving you and your needs. And so I like to hear more, on whatever it is you need that I'm not thinking of. And then my phone number is always, I always give out my cell number. And so here it goes. So if you don't have my cell, please write this down. It is 657-206-0626. So thank you so much for watching. And I really enjoyed our, conversations. And I hope to have many more, but I know how busy you are.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, and it took me a long time to, not really that long, I'd have to say, but I'm so pleased to have you, as my guest today, and I hope you'd come back.
Oh,
I didn't scare you, did I?
No, not at all.
Yeah, you're not camera shy at all, like some people, but I really enjoyed our conversation, so please come back.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.